These are the notes for x and y intercepts. So we're going to start off by answering the question, what are intercepts? So if we go ahead and open up this first flap, I want you to write that an intercept is the point where the line crosses the given axis. The point where the line crosses the given axis. So on this graph we have two intercepts, one on the x-axis, one on the y-axis. So we got to find where the line crosses these axes. So on the y-axis, it crosses right there. So that point right there is our y-intercept because it crosses the y-axis, and its coordinate point is 0, 2. Now if we look at the x-axis, our x-intercept is right here. That is our x-intercept. And its coordinate point is 3, 0. So now that we know what intercepts are, let's take a look at the second question. How do you solve for the intercepts given an equation of a line? So in this example, we need to find the x and y intercepts of this line that's given, 3x minus 4y equals 12. So first, let's solve for the x-intercept. We do this by letting y equals 0. So we're going to let y equal 0. That means we're going to plug 0 in for the y in our equation. 3x minus 4 times 0 equals 12. So you can see that I plugged 0 in for where the y should be on that equation. I now need to solve for x. Negative 4 times 0 is 0, so I get 3x equals 12. I divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals 4. Therefore, please copy this down. Therefore, the line will cross the x-axis at 4, or you can say the coordinate point 4, 0. The x is 4, the y is 0. So now let's solve for the y-intercept. So over here we're going to do the y-intercept. This time we're going to let x equals 0. We're going to plug in 0 for x from the original equation. So I just made that x a 0. And now I'm going to solve for y. 3 times 0 is 0, so I'm left with negative 4y equals 12. Divide both sides by negative 4. Y equals negative 3. Therefore, the line will cross the y-axis at negative 3, or the coordinate point 0, negative 3. So again, we plug 0 in for x, so that's our 0. That's our x value of our coordinate point. And we solved for y and got -3. So you might be asking why I'm plugging 0 in to solve for the intercepts. If you flip back up to this top portion here, the y-intercept has an x value of 0. The y-intercept will always have an x value of 0. Anywhere on the y-axis, the x is 0. Similarly, the x-intercept will always have a y value of 0. Anywhere on this x-axis, y is always 0. So to find the x-intercept, we must let y equal 0. And to find the y-intercept, we must let x equal 0. Let's try a few more examples here. So hopefully you've left enough room to write down example 1. Graph the equation 3x plus 5y equals 15. That's 3x plus 5y equals 15. Well, we're not going to do this by making a table. Instead, we're going to do this by solving for our x and y intercepts. So I'm going to rewrite the equation underneath here so we don't forget it. It is 3x plus 5y equals 15. Now to solve for our x-intercept, we must plug 0 in for the y value. So we get 3x plus 5 times 0 equals 15. 5 times 0 is 0, so I just have 3x equals 15. Divide both sides by 3, x equals 5. I can then do my y-intercept by plugging in a 0 for the x value. 3 times 0 plus 5y equals 15. 3 times 0 is 0, so I'm left with 5y equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. Y equals 3. So I know that I'm going to have a point at 5, 0 and a point at 0, 3. So let's go ahead and plot those points on the graph that we have right here. So we've got one at 5, 0, so we've got one right there. And we have another one at 0, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Now if I connect those dots and draw a line, there is the line for that equation. You can draw the graph without having to make a table if you solve for the x and y intercepts. Now let's do it one more time for this example. We'll rewrite the equation. Negative 5x plus 2y equals 10. So I'm first going to solve for my x-intercept. I need to plug in a 0 for y. Negative 5x plus 2 times 0 equals 10. I get negative 5x. That's 2 times 0 is 0, so I just write equals 10. Divide both sides by negative 5. X equals negative 2. I can then solve for my y-intercept by plugging in a 0 for x. So I get negative 5 times 0 plus 2y equals 10. Negative 5 times 0 is just 0, so I'm left with 2y equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. Y equals 5. So I'm going to have a point at negative 2, 0 and a point at 0, 5. So first let's plot our x-intercept. Negative 2, 0 that is on the x-axis, so our x-intercept should be correct. Our y-intercept is supposed to be at 0, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is on the y-axis, so that's a good sign. We connect the dots. And there is the line for that equation. You will have a worksheet now to practice some more for homework tonight. Hope you guys are being good.